So let me catch you. So let me catch you slipping by. Why do I get myself caught up in these lonely nights? Oh, why? Where was I? Where was I all my life?
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, I'm pretty stoked because today I get to show you a drone I've had in my possession for several weeks now. This is the Emax Babyhawk II HD. Now, Emax is a company that's very popular in the FPV drone world, and they're known for making low-cost FPV drones that are good quality. So everybody who's into FPV has an Emax drone of one type or another. But they never really went into the digital era. It was always analog. So this is their first foray into digital. And this Babyhawk 2, let me tell you right now, this is freaking awesome. This is a really, really good drone. I mean, not just really good, but I mean really, really good. I had a lot of fun flying this thing. So let me tell you a bit about it. Emax, when they normally send me a new product, they have this big letter that comes with it that says, "Hey, thanks for showcasing our product. Could you please make note of the following points when you talk to your audience?" I didn't get one of those unless they forgot to put one in. So I know nothing about this because even the website, you know, when I'm making this video, it's not even active. So I have no idea what the specs are on this, so I'm just going to guess really quick. I can tell you what I can tell you, which is what I know on my own observations. This thing weighs very little. If you stick a massive 850 4S milliamp battery on this thing, it is still under 250 grams. It's incredible the way this thing flies with all this weight, and yet it's still under 250 grams. Next thing I want to tell you is it's not very noisy for a little drone, and I think it's due to the scimitar props. Is that how you pronounce it? Scimitar props maybe? I think that's maybe what they're called. Anyways, these props are really interesting in their design. They look like something from Batman. You know, they're, I don't know, just the way they look. But these things are like 3.5 inches. And really quiet. The bad thing is inside the box when you see the unboxing, I only got one set. They didn't give me a spare set, so if I destroy these, I'm out. Maybe the products, when you buy them, you get 2 sets. But since this was an advanced sending to me before it was even on the market, I only got 1 set. When I attach this to Betaflight, I see there are 2 PID profiles, so I left it on the default profile because I'm flying under 250 grams. But there's a second PID profile in Betaflight for this, and that's designed if you put on some heavy camera on the front, because then, you know, your balance center of balance is off. It's more on the nose. So they have a PID for it, which is really good. So you can get a lot of really good flight if you choose the second PID if you have a lot of weight in the front. Now here we get to the good part where I'm going to guess. All right. I know since it's an Emax product, and Emax products are not very expensive and they have a digital system in it, it's got to be not an overly expensive digital system. So I can tell it's a CADX system, which is perfectly fine. It's a CADX Vista unit in the back. It works with all the DJI products. In this video, I flew it with all digital products. It's perfectly binds simply to that. The camera in the front is gotta be a nebula. It's gotta be a nebula. The image quality from the camera looks really good. So I don't think it's a Nebula Pro, but it's probably a Nebula 2. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. When you watch this review, you're gonna know more than me because then the website's gonna be up and all the specs are there. On the rear of the drone for the digital transmission of the video quality and the actual telemetry and everything like that, they're actually using a brand name. They're using the CADX Mushroom antenna, which is really good. So that's got a really good transmission range, perfectly designed for this drone. Now for the brushless motors on here, I don't have any information other than what my eyeballs can see. So let my eyeballs do the talking for you. So it says ECO, Echo motors, 2700 kV. And finally, the thing that I love about this drone is the carbon fiber. It's got like a 4mm carbon fiber frame on this thing. And it's even got a plastic cover over the bottom for like me. I'm flying in snow. You're going to see I'm out flying this on a cold winter's day. So So I can land in the snow with this, no problem. You can see right through the bottom, but it's just a plastic cover over it, which is pretty smart on their behalf. So 4mm carbon fiber, you're not going to break that. You can smash into almost anything. There's no way that's going to break. Look at the design. It's designed not to break. It's really good. And on the top, it looks like a 2mm carbon fiber frame. Doesn't matter. No one ever breaks the top. You always break the arms, if anything. But look at the arms. It's like it's super secure. Every arm is like double reinforced and super thick carbon fiber. All right, so enough of me talking. Let me show you the flight. Now I have to mention one thing. When I flew this, I stuck the Insta360 Go camera on it. I didn't have the, I couldn't put the Go 2 camera on it because at that time that I made this review, I didn't have the Go 2 camera. I only had the Go 1 camera. So Insta360 Go, I stuck it in this 3D mounted greenish yellowy thing in the front. Except if you're into the FPV hobby and you get these mounts really cold, which was a freezing cold day, they don't stretch anymore. So when I tried to put the camera in, I couldn't get it in all the way because the TPU mount didn't stretch. So you're actually going to see the mount in the video, at least in one segment of my video. And then finally I clued in that I could squeeze it in by warming it up on my hands, and then you'll see it disappears. Anyways, I'm going to show you the video, and all I'm going to tell you right now is that it's a really good drone. So watch the video of my flight and all my little tests, and then come back to me and I'll show you some more stuff. Check this out. First thing I want to try with this little guy is to see how noisy it is outside here, because over in that area there's people ice fishing, and I want to buzz this down in that area, and I don't want to disturb anybody. So if it's super noisy, it won't go, but if it's not very noisy, I'll do it. So let's go fly it right now. All right, let's hit the arm switch and see how noisy the props are. Not too bad. Let's take it up. Oh, that is quiet. That is quiet. That is not noisy at all. That is quiet. This is going to be a blast to buzz around people because it's not that noisy. All right. Let's do this thing. I'll pick it up, hit the arm switch, and catch it. Lovely, Steve. All right, let's go fly it. For cameras, we have the pilot's camera down here and the Insta360 Go up here. So I'll show you video from the Go and the pilot camera. All right, I'm gonna sit over here. I'll zoom into myself. The drone is over there. There's only one guy out there that I saw pass me, and he said it was okay if I fly around him. So let's go see if I can find him. There's not many people out here ice fishing at the moment. I can see farther down there. I thought there was houses and ice fishing for miles, but I guess the ice is going to start getting thin, so they pulled them out. But let's go check it out. Get the antennas up, acro. Whoa, hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Put it in acro mode. Jeez, these gloves, I can't see anything. All right, arm. I hear it going. Let's go. There we go. So far, first impressions. Very smooth flyer, very smooth. Let's bring it back to me just to make sure everything's a-okay. So I'm coming back this way. There I am. There's my little Jeep. I'm gonna whiz over this way, past the trees, and over the electrical wires, and then back over. You can see it's early morning. There's pretty much nobody around. I'm over here. Go over the wires and then down over to me. There we go. Out into the wild. So this is an area where people in the wintertime will ice fish. You can see it's not really used that much because the ice is starting to melt as of today, because spring is coming. So the skating rink is here. Has been cleared. It doesn't look like it. Got our giant fish down here. Can zoom down around the fish. This drone is amazing the way it flies. It's almost like I'm flying a Cine Whoop. It's so nice and smooth. Really well tuned, really well tuned. Hey, Mr. Fish. Here, let's go slow around the fish and check out the fish. All right, let's get it nice and slow so we can get a good look at it. There we are. Come nice and low to the road. This drone is pretty darn fast too, because here I am just moving along. I'm gonna come down to the road here, get off away from the power lines. Look at that, eh? And then we go over this way. We have the people who are remaining for ice fishing. You got a guy in his ATV. Not many down there. Let's go back and check out these ones down here. So I'm gonna come down. There's an ice fishing hut. You can see holes in the ice where some of the huts have been removed right here. It's all good. You can have a lot of fun with this little drone. It's so decent. I'm just going to get out of the sun here. I'll stop buzzing these people. Maybe they're having their morning coffee. And then over here is where all the gear is in this area. And these blue things, well, what do you think those are? You guys who live by lakes and the ocean and everything, well, these would be boats that are put away for the winter time. All right. Such a smooth drone. Hopefully this video is coming out nice because it just looks like, it feels like I'm flying on a cloud here. It's so nice and smooth. It's really good. All right, let's bring it back over to me. Let's go over to the road. Go over to the other area of water. This is just, go over the wires up here. This is just frozen, well, it's a frozen river is what it is. So let's come on back. Bring it down nice and low, follow this trail. There we go. Just gotta watch it when I come up that there's no car, but I don't hear one, so we're all good. And buzz by me. This thing should do, let me just turn it around and face me and I'll do some a little bit of freestyle to show you that it should do it no problem. And let's try a simple little flip. There we go, nice and slow. I always like doing slow flips because they look better on camera. Or they're not called flips, they're called rolls. I always get the flips and the rolls mixed up when I talk about it. All right, so this drone is checking out A-OK. Oh my God, that water does not look like a good color down there. Check that out. I don't know if the colors are bringing it out, but look at that. Somebody had an ice hut there with that water. I would not stand there. That looks like you'd fall right through. It looks pretty darn thin. All right, let's bring it on back. Bring it on back. Let's bring it nice and low to the ground on back. There we go. I'm gonna bring it way down. Here we go. Slow it down. Let's just crawl up to where I am. Let's go over here, and there I am. Let's put it in front of the camera. Front of the camera right there, and land it. Boink! So as you saw with this little guy here, I could do super fast flying, super slow flying, super smooth flying, freestyle flying. It is the whole package in this tiny little drone. All right, so how long was that flight, you're wondering? Well, this here camera only records for 5 minutes. The Insta360 Go first version, version 1, only records for 5 minutes in FPV. Let me tell you this. Every time I took this out for a flight with this camera and I rewatched the video stopped after 5 minutes, but I was still flying for another couple of minutes. So on an 850 milliamp hour 4S battery on this, I'm gonna guess you're getting what, 6-7 minutes of flight time? Something really good. Maybe even more. So the next thing I want to show you is what comes in the box. Check this out. Now, like all Captain Drone unboxings, this will be quick. Here's the box, and if you open the box, you'll see some documentation, you know, the normal Emax documentation, plus some CADX Vista kit documentation, plus some stickers. Then in the box, we see our drone, and take a look at this beautiful drone. Look at the carbon fiber arms. Wow, those are thick, really well made. Like most FPV drones on the market, they do include spare screws, standoffs, and nuts. Here we see the included props, really interesting design. Check that out, a little bit different than anything I've seen before. Kind of reminds me of Batman. And speaking of the props, Emax uses a props in configuration, which means that your left front prop is going to spin clockwise and your right front prop is going to spin counterclockwise. Next, you'll have to put the screws in. Just match up the holes in the props with the holes in the motors and place 2 screws to secure the props. When completed, your props should look like this. You'll see here that the Babyhawk II HD only weighs 140 grams. And if you add a 4S 850 milliamp hour battery, it brings it up to 244 grams, still under 250 grams. All right, so there you have it. So go check out the website. The links are below to where you can find this drone. I don't know the price, but I'm going to guess it's probably not that expensive. Obviously digital systems bump up the price because you have to pay for the digital camera and the digital unit, but then they just add on their stuff. So I don't know, maybe their drone is only like $100 more than the digital system in there. Anyways, check out the links below. You'll see what the price is for this. I don't think it's very expensive. It can't be. And the other thing I want to tell you is it's HD, so you will need the DJI FPV goggles. If you don't have any, I'll put a link below to that. You do not need this here radio because they did send me a D8 receiver as well if I wanted to install it myself, but I'm sure on their website they probably have something that you can just click on an order form and say install a D8 receiver in it, and then you can use any type of radio you want, like these ones over here. See, I have radios all over the place. Any of those radios will work because a D8 is pretty much like an FR Sky D8 protocol, so it'll work with any RC radio on the planet. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have questions on this drone, just post them below. I'll get back to you. And for now, I say thanks for watching. Stay tuned for many more drone reviews coming up in the future. Bye!